Power trying to get OCE there for the first time in the season. Version 1 trying to make it out of round 4. Let's go.
3 rounds of Swiss have come and gone, providing top quality Rocket League all throughout. But now, round 4 has arrived. 2 teams have already qualified for the playoffs, and 3 more will join them. Up ahead, we've got Version 1 up against OCE's Power, who, according to CJ, is the best roster we've seen in a year and a half. Jorby, do you think they make top 8?
I mean, Turtle, we casted that club Power match, and yeah, I think we know what this team can bring a little bit. There's a little bit of belief going on over on the Oceanic side, and you can understand why. Torsos, Fever, and Amphis have played excellently so far in the tournament. Torsos, they talk about Torment, a longtime veteran. Torsos, a longtime veteran himself, and he's been playing excellently.
Yeah, I mean, it's almost like a mirror we're seeing here between North America and OCE. Big demo from Torment already as he rotates back into the net, or excuse me, as the 3rd man. And demos are going to be something that I feel like we're going to bring up quite a bit, the physical game, and that is what helped Power take on so many different teams in this Swiss stage and edge out several different wins, especially that win against Club. A lot of demos involved utilizing Fever up top, taking out a player, and then Torsos would go in with some really great passing with vision on the field, providing so much for his team as that anchor.
Beast mode, protecting the rock and taking it back. V1 known for their counter-attacking style. And Power, they are an aggressive team, so it will come down to who can execute their play style better. And maybe it does come down to the physical game, because you know you can't spell demo without comp.
Yeah.
So, you know you're always going to have to keep your camera on a swivel when he's on the pitch.
And maybe Version 1 will listen to that interview with Torsos where he talked about maybe their weakness is going to be the counterattacks on their own team. They do like to push up and throw all 3 players forward, but right now we're on the perspective of Torsos, who's sitting 3rd man, not throwing himself up quite yet, but he does go for the shot. And now the follow-up double tap attempt, really good looks for Power.
Oh, that touch from Fever, he just couldn't get the ball across. Torsos was playing a deep 3rd man. Now Amphis, the last back, and Beast Mode puts it in.
And it is off the counterattack that we get our first goal. Torment high up in the air, going for the air dribble, just opting to provide a better 50-50, which sets up Beast Mode. It was a tight angle, but he's the striker, he's the player you expect to hit.
Version 1, they do strike first, but you like the structure on offense for a second. Is just that touch that ended up killing the drive for Power and allowing Version 1 to march right back in.
Yeah.
Now Calm working his way here for Version 1. Power on the redirect, Beast Mode following him closely. And another one set in front of the box for Version 1. Holding up well here on defense. Oh, and he caught him out here, and he does. Calm gets the go-ahead. 2-0 for Version 1.
Nice little chip shot from Calm, and this is another counterattack starting in the defensive end. Torment has been the supplier for all of these passes. First it was Beast Mode, now it's Calm down a little bit outside of the box of Power, but still up in their face. Chip shot over one of the defenders, and we've got the 2nd goal, but oh my goodness, I think that might have been a fake kickoff too. Now setting up Beast Mode. This looks very elegant and well thought out, but not gonna yield a goal regardless. I like the attempt.
Power get it right back, Amphis. Not gonna be able to drill that ball beyond Calm. Can Power work the middle of the field here? Working laterally, they're getting boost steals, but now they gotta find a way to win these 50s against Calm. And, oh, it's a little difficult. Fever and Torsos get tied up, but Torsos gonna buy him time on the reset. That's all he's got as Torment lobs it away. Good setup here for Power. Needs some more pressure, but again, forced to the side. Torsos next up. And Version 1 there at the punch again.
And they're so stoic on the defensive side. I've seen Torment staying steady on that backboard, not biting early, waiting until the time is right to go in for a challenge. They're not giving a lot of space to Power. Their only option really is to keep this ball to themselves, go up in the air, but even that's not working due to the challenge game. Although we have seen some good shots, some good possession from Power, nothing too top quality to get in.
The ideas are there. It's just breaking down the structure of the Version 1 defense, something that Team Liquid had tons of issues doing earlier on in the tournament when we were casting them. And Version 1, they can just hang on their back line for so long. And you were talking about the physical game.
Yes.
Power are going to need that to get through this version 1 defense.
And this is when you implement it, because you can get some possession, you can hold some pressure. That's a good pass from Torsos across. But if you're holding that pressure, make sure you're at least rotating in or looking for those demos, because like you said, Jorby, they can and will just stay on defense and are more than comfortable holding this ball in their own end. I mean, even if we look at the shots, we've got 8 shots for Power, but only 4 for version 1, and they're the team that leads 2-0.
Beast mode, tried to track it. All of version 1 retreating back, and Power were happy to dive forward, and he saw Amphis trying to chase Calm around, and Calm hasn't left the play either. Power can get something on the turnaround here. Fever pumps it high. Torment not gonna get the touch, try to fall back down onto it. Beast mode up to it, but he lost to Torsos. Up in front. Well, Fever just wanted to beat Calm to the ball, but that wastes more time.
Oh, but look at the carry out from Torment. That's past one player, past another, taking the midfield boost, and gets the toss into the midfield. That is so much work from Torment. And then maybe another goal, Beast mode off the post. I don't think it's gonna matter at the end of the day, because game 1 locked down from version 1.
Power, they got a lot of offense out, but the output could not result in any goals in version 1. Their defense handles business yet again. That counterattack, so lethal against so many teams in the RLCS.
Which makes it a tough matchup for Power going up against version 1, and I think Torment has been the rock. This is something that we always say with him, and I know CJ on the desk was saying he's aged like fine wine, and that is very true. Still competing and performing and being a pivotal part of any team he's on. Look at him in the replays. The first one we see is him getting an incredible save, a double commit from version 1, and there's still not a goal from Power due to those rotations and that initial save from Torment.
Well, those initial goals that version 1 got, I think did catch Power out a little bit, but I think they started figuring out, okay, they like those downfield touches. They like finding people in the midfield. They always go down early to try to find each other. Power started relaxing the rotation a little bit, not sending the entire house if they didn't like what they saw. So there were some adjustments happening for Power in the latter half of that game. They didn't get scored on again, and I think that was step 1 for them on protecting the counterattack from version 1. So now, how do you set the tone here on Aquadome and get back into the series if you're Power?
And there's a lot of good things to build on if you are Power. And Jorby, we were casting the first round of Power's run throughout the Swiss stage. They were up against Genji. They did get swept, but I remember specifically in every single game that Power played against Genji, they were adapting, changing their playstyle, doing everything they could to move the chess pieces around and battle back against the team that had their number, basically.
And they weren't blowouts either. Power, they found a way to keep the games close, and they might score here. Drop down, taken away by Torment.
We're gonna say that so many times, I feel like, throughout this series, taken away by Torment. He just continues to get every save imaginable. But keep knocking on the door, and you might just find an answer.
Beast mode, starting from his own corner. And Beast mode just gonna take it himself. Calm playing closely, trying to push Fever off the ball. He pushed the ball off of Fever. Now Torment got the ball, wants the 50, pops it back out, but Calm is late, so Beast mode comes up, makes up for lost time. Now Calm off the ceiling, got a touch, but not awkward enough, and oopsies, Amphis ends up punting Torsos out of the way, but Power able to get reset on defense, and they bump into each other again. Oh, Fever gets there on the save. Power has to settle down.
And they're starting to feel the pressure, but they're thankful that no huge gap was opened up or given to version 1 that they were able to take advantage of. That's a very interesting flick off the backboard, and an even better setup. Amphis doesn't have a proper clear. There's been some mechanical issues on the side of Power.
Well, they've been happy to let Beast mode carry the ball beyond the midfield line and just try to play it around him. But eventually, you're gonna have to just start meeting Beast mode in the midfield line. Amphis picking up the first demo for Power.
That's what's needed, Jorby. That is what's needed. Every single series when they've had, those demos have been so impactful.
They just gotta come at the quality moments. It's not good enough just to get a demo.
Yeah.
It's about the timing of it as well.
Well, and sometimes those demos, we're seeing Power bunched up. I'm sure they're used to going for demos and extending the rotation. Maybe they're playing too passive, and that's why they're stepping on each other's toes here. So if you're getting more physical, extending, that's gonna change things up and stretch the field more for this Power offense.
Beast mode helping Calm out, but Power have retained midfield possession. Work the ball to the opposite side of version 1 territory. loose one for Com, he can't get a hold of it. But Power having difficulties getting quality shots on net. Here's another one. Torsos trying to lob that one over to Amethyst, and he just didn't have anywhere to go with that touch. Driving too far over to the middle. Fever, nice little wave landing back onto the ball, but Torment gonna keep it close. Power trying to find a way through. Torsos on the reset, denied by Beast Mode.
Main thing we can note, though, from this Power offense, letting in 0 counterattacks, and as I say that, there's a big clear down the other side. I can't make this up. I'm talking about counterattacks. I'm giving them a compliment. They haven't let one in, and then here comes Com with a massive clear all the way down the field.
Torsos stretched for it, just didn't have enough in the tank to get to it. He ran out of boost by the time that he jumped, and the ball sailed right over his head after all that pressure. Wait, on the kickoff, it's a runaway, and he can't find the net. Torment is always in the way.
You've got to come up big in those moments. You might not get another chance. Just under 2 minutes. And it looked like Torsos did have the flake, but there's more pressure from Power against V1 Jorby.
Pushing it back into the corner, trying to shake Torment off the ball. Com having to stretch. Version1, this is their MO. They're comfortable playing for as long as they want in the blue half, as long as that goal counter is in their favor.
Yeah.
And it is. Amethyst gets the dunk. Can he deliver something? No, he doesn't get another follow-up touch, and now Beast Mode is given space. Beast Mode under, slips, and well, Torsos able to get the ball after the challenge and moves it across, but there's always someone on the back line for Version1 ready. Power aren't doing enough to make Version1 uncomfortable.
How do you break the rotations? How do you make Version1 uncomfortable? You can try demo, you can try taking their boost, but more importantly, you need to figure out how to get Torment out of the play.
They're really moving the ball effectively, and they have the right ideas. But yeah, it just comes down to the challenge. It comes down to the challenges, the approach, the structure of Version1. High ball again. Time just chewed off the clock. Com misses the demo against Fever, but Beast Mode pops up high. Amp's real awkward, and he can't make it happen. Beast Mode gets 2.
Pay attention to this first touch from Beast Mode. There was a player challenging Fever. Beast Mode could have gone for the early shot, but instead he chips it over that first defender, sets himself up for the best look at the net he could gather. And just like that, 2-0, 40 seconds left. Version1, happy to stay on defense, happy to get some counterattacks, and let Beast Mode do what Beast Mode does best.
Now 4 unanswered goals for Version1 in the series, despite the outpouring of offense from Power. Another ball back out. And it's really just those long field shots that are catching Power off guard. It's not even the carries on the transitions that's really beating them badly. It's the, let me dump the ball to you into my own half, and then Version1 will just punt it, and somehow it's through the entire Power rotation. Now it comes down to how do you adapt again, because you put yourself in a 2-game hole. Version1, 1 game away from qualifying for the playoffs. Power still trying to find their way.
Shutout here in game number 2. Amp's looking for something creative off of his own backboard, but this has been a quick and speedy series. Nothing too threatening thrown at Version1's defense. I can't imagine one of them even having a droplet of sweat right now coming down their forehead, because they have been in the driver's seat the whole game, even on their own end.
There were a couple of attempts at bumps and demos from Power, but again, it's not just enough to just get the demo. Version1, they gotta find a way to crash the box and make life chaotic in front of the net. How many times we see Com, I mean anyone on Version1, just kind of park it in net, wait for the ball to come towards them. Oh, the middle of the field is wide open. Power aren't covering the middle of the field at all. They're covering the edges well, and when they have possession, they're able to move the ball edge to edge. They're carrying the ball well. The movement is good.
Right.
But then when it comes to the actual execution of getting a goal, there doesn't really seem to be any life there, despite them being able to hold on to the ball.
Right, and that's the difficult issue sometimes with Rocket League and with this playstyle that Power love at being super aggressive and throwing all 3 members as far up as possible. If the opportunities you're getting and creating aren't quality opportunities at the net, especially against a team like Version1, which has one of the best defenses in the world, you're going to get counterattacked. You are going to get scored on. They can move and transition downfield so fast in the blink of an eye. You've got to be prepared for it. The decision-making on when to overextend has got to be flawless. See if anything changes in game number 3. And it has to change because version 1 looking at match point and a potential sweep.
And there you saw trying to get the soft touch on the ball, trying to bump beast mode off the play. Fever also, or Torsos got a demo on the backside. Good movement from Torsos here. But again, they have to screen across a version 1 defender who's got the net covered. Here's another push. Decent catch from Amphis, a drop down, but nobody from Power's available. They do get the touch from Beast Mode. More pressure, he just goes straight for the bump. They know it, they're feeling the frustration of getting through this version 1 defense.
At this point, it feels like that's their last-ditch effort, looking for bumps. A big miss from Torsos, but it's okay because Fever's got him covered. Off the corner, of course, denied by Beast Mode, right to him. And a good dribble from Amphis. I like this approach, very composed, not panicking. But now we start to see version 1 trickle out to the offensive side, start to outpace them. Couple of challenges, one in their favor. But still, only 1 shot for version 1, 2 now for Power.
But this is a little better. Those little dump and boomer shots that version 1 were doing earlier were sneaking through the entire Power rotation. Version 1 have tried it twice now, but Power, they relaxed the rotation and they've been able to receive it both times. They gotta keep that up. Version 1 can switch it up on you real quick, especially with that guy Beast Mode on the other side of the field. Amphis trying to drop it down in front, Beast Mode and Calm.
Wow, look at the patience from Beast Mode. Did you see him bait out that challenge? He was feathering his boost in the corner, didn't want to flip into it, made Power panic, throw it off the backboard, and then you got an easier clear.
Calm's 50 is, that looked interesting, but it was a call off. Demo on the backside by Torsos, but Calm's racing towards it. Again, version 1 happy to let Power work the ball to the blue and then just chuck it right back to the orange.
They're happy to let them chase, get behind the ball, waste their boost. I mean, think about how much boost you're wasting, and think about how accurate of a shot this is from Beast Mode.
How about the drop delivery from Calm? Hello, one-day delivery Beast Mode off the post.
That is ridiculous. Top corner and in version 1. They don't get too many chances, too many looks at the net, but they are so high quality, it doesn't even matter.
Touch away for Power. Now 5 unanswered goals for version 1. We are in perfect sweep territory right now. Power have been completely shut down. Calm, a bouncer, and it's taken away, but Beast Mode's got plenty in the tank. And he expends all of it.
Another
staying
fake
on top of that ball.
So many fake challenges, waiting behind the ball. Beast Mode doesn't even have any boost. Torment's immediately rotates. He's waiting. He is waiting. He has time to wait for the midfield boost, then push up forward. Ridiculous stoicism from version 1. And they've got plenty of time to react and change things up. Power just under 2 minutes, but they can certainly do it. It's only a 1-goal game.
Beast Mode challenged, but unaffected. And that's probably the only way you'll affect him is by deleting him. Calm, forced up on the play, and a nice touch to a freshly spawned Beast Mode. Back over to Torment, more time burned. Torment's flick denied. Amphis stuck on the back wall, but he's got the drop and keeps it close. Fever says, go ahead, Amphis. Amphis says, go Torsos. Power, can they actually get something on net? Nope, stolen by Calm. And just another day at the office on defense. Torment, though, a little bit of trouble, and Torment, he's never in trouble. Who am I kidding?
I don't know, that looked pretty spooky to me. I'm not gonna lie.
And he got away with it anyway.
Yeah.
But Fever, he blows through one.
Okay, here we
he
go.
Drops it off the torso.
Chaos.
He wants the bump, but Calm comes in anyway. Power, they have the ideas, but they just don't have the paper to write it down.
And the hard thing now is you think about what Power are trying to do. In the back of their minds, they don't want to get counterattacked because of how much it's happened. That third man has got to have a little bit of hesitation, just given the history of this series alone. They pushed up, they threw everybody forward, immediately counterattacked. Is that providing any issue to Power and making them less committed on offense when they get any chance?
Version 1, such a strong Swiss stage for them. An excellent performance so far against Power, where it could so easily lose the momentum to a Cinderella story. But version 1, they've killed many of those runs, haven't they? Beast Mode, he's killed a lot himself. And Torsos trying to keep close to the ball, but Calm crashes in front. No time left for Power. Version 1, 10 seconds away from the playoffs. Beast Mode, he knows it. He drops down underneath. He's
1v1,
laughing.
it's
He's
over him.
off the bar.
There
No! Version1 convert, and they find themselves a spot in the playoffs.
For the first time this split, Version1 are not going to go to the 5th round of Swiss to qualify for a playoff spot. They have done it in the 4th round. It's got to be a huge relief for them. And as that ball hits the ground, Version1 officially qualify and make it to the playoffs.